Hello Classic Crew, and welcome to today's video where we're going to be talking about 3 ways you can up your homemaking game. If you are new to my channel, here we talk about classic living, traditional values, and modern femininity, and I would love if you would consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. If you aren't already subscribed to my Substack newsletter, where you'll get access to a ton of exclusive content, including my book club, my movie club, as well as exclusive weekly articles, make sure to head over to classicallyabbey.substack.com. I am currently running a holiday special, the best sale I've ever run on my Substack, where you will get 2 months for free if you subscribe now, so make sure to head over to take advantage of this awesome deal. I'm also doing some new things for 2023, and if you head over there, you can read all about them. So in today's video, I want to talk about 3 ways you can take your homemaking game from okay to amazing. I have been on a homemaking journey for a while now because I didn't really grow up in a home where homemaking was really valued. Now, my mom, amazing woman. She's incredible. She really worked to support my family. My dad was a stay-at-home dad, but we didn't really talk about how to clean and how to make our house feel homey. My mom did cook, so there was that, and that was very invaluable information that she passed on to me, but she also didn't love cooking. It was much more of a let's get this done kind of thing. So in all of my time being married and becoming a mom, I've been exploring ways to enjoy the process of homemaking more. And I want to share my journey with you guys, share the things I've learned with you so that you can also, if you were raised in a home that didn't really value these things and you're interested in getting better at them, you can also do it yourself. So I'm really excited to get into today's video. Let's just get started. Number 1 is buy the tools you need to make your house as clean as you can get it. There's a lot of outdated technology when it comes to keeping your house clean. There are mops, there are sponges, there are all of these different things that actually kind of don't do the best job, but everybody still uses them because they don't know that there have been all of these incredible inventions that really help someone make their house cleaner and in less time. But if you know that there are basically life hacks to keeping your house clean, then it doesn't become this really time-consuming chore. It becomes something kind of fun because you're using a gadget or something new that you haven't used before, and then learning how to do things well, quickly, and actually in a really effective way. So I am a huge proponent of cleaning gadgets when it comes to your home or just new and improved products, because cleaning is hard and taking the time to do it can be kind of exhausting if you're not doing it right. If you're taking extra time when you don't have to. So finding those gadgets that work for you, that make it fun, why not? So I have a whole list of recommendations that I've kind of built up over time, but I'll just mention a few here. So the baseboard buddy, super cool. It's like this thing that it's a stick and it has a kind of like a sponge on it. It's not really a sponge, and then you can just run it around all of your baseboards. Done. I have been talking about learning how to clean my baseboards for years now, and I finally just went online and was like, is there a gadget for this? Of course there's a gadget for this. There's a gadget for everything. So once I got that, I was able to clean my baseboards in like 10 minutes flat, and they look great. I feel really good about it, and it's just awesome. Now, if you want to get your baseboards even cleaner, for example, if you have some stains or if your kid, like mine, is throwing food up against the wall and it's slipping into the baseboards, then you might need a little bit more elbow grease with what I'm about to mention next, which is the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. I actually need to get my hands on some more because I haven't used them in a while, but they are awesome. Basically, they help you get pretty much anything off of anywhere. If you have stains on your wall, you can use the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and get them off. If you have stains on your baseboards, you can get it off. Like, they're super useful and they just get everything clean, and they're not expensive. So that's another huge recommendation of mine. My next recommendation are sponge daddies. If you have an old sponge, get rid of it. Old sponges are hosts for bacteria and they get gross after like 3 uses, soggy, smelly. Get rid of them. Go for a sponge daddy. They're a little bit more expensive, but they last forever, and they're so good at cleaning my dishes. I only use sponge daddies now. My mom got me a sponge mommy, that's like the other version of it, and I like that too. And if I don't have access to Sponge Daddies, because sometimes they're a little bit hard to find. Not really hard to find, but if you like need 3 like me in different colors for meat, dairy, and parve, it's a kosher thing, then it's a little bit more difficult. But generally, it's definitely worth your time checking them out, and I find that it makes washing the dishes so much easier. Last but not least, get a steam vacuum or some sort of vacuum that also does like mopping at the same time. I have a steam vacuum from Bissell. I'm obsessed with it. I have a lot of tile floor to clean, and I used to vacuum and then mop, and it just took forever because I was having to do 2 things, like the whole house twice. And so I thought to myself, there's gotta be a better way. And I looked it up, bam, there it was, right and easy. I got it on Amazon. It came in like 4 days, and now my floors I can do all in one go. That's the hack, is look up gadgets to help you with your homemaking problems, with your cleaning problems, so that you can actually get things done quicker and in a more enjoyable way. Number 2 is read the book Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat. I know that's a specific suggestion, but it's actually really helpful. So when I had just had Mr. Baby, Jacob and I would sit in his nursery while I was nursing him, because I know nursing for most babies is a long process, but with a reflux baby, it's an even more intense and long process. And so he would sit with me while I was nursing, and he would read the book Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat to me. That book changed the way that we cook, because it gave us the tools to know how to fix a recipe we didn't like. Basically, there are 4 elements of good cooking: salt, fat, acid, and heat. And every time you cook, you'll notice if something doesn't have one of those 4 elements in the right proportion, and you can mess with the recipe to make it work for you. So I'll make a recipe online, and sometimes recipes online, okay, a lot of the time they're good, and a lot of the time they're not. And so you'll make it and you'll be like, this is kind of bland. What should I do? I can't figure out what it needs. Then you run through the 4 things. Does it need salt? Does it need fat? Does it need acid? Or does it need heat? And when I do that, I'm able to fix the recipes that I have in front of me, and the food actually turns out well. So I'm never making a bad meal because I've learned how to fix the mistakes that I've made. That's a huge thing, because I think a lot of us will make a meal we don't really like, and then we're just stuck with it. So it's a much better option to actually have the tools to know how to fix it. So buy the book Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat and read it, because it will tell you how to actually become a better cook. And it's not saying that you have to not use recipes anymore, because I use a lot of recipes, but I love that I'm able to go, okay, what is this recipe missing? And then just run through the Rolodex. Well, does it have this? Does it have that? Does it have this? And if it doesn't, then I can add it myself. Last but not least is decorate your home in the coziest way possible. I think that some people get overwhelmed when it comes to decorating, because not everyone finds it as fun as I do. For example, like I really enjoy home decor and decorating. Like I thought I was gonna be an interior designer before I wanted to be a fashion designer, before I wanted to be an opera singer, and before I became a content creator. I thought I was gonna be an interior designer. And I really enjoy it, but not everybody does. Like my mom really doesn't like interior decorating. It stresses her out. So what I've learned is if you lean into just one thing, lean into making your house cozy. Buy yourself some fake candles. I have some strewn around the house. I just bought some. Jacob has been telling me how much he loves the house lately. Like he feels like it's really warm and cozy. And that made me feel so good. So I think most people like a cozy home. Buy some comfy blankets. Buy some cute pillows for the couch. Buy maybe a rug so it's soft on your feet. Buy some fake candles to spread around the room, maybe some plants, things that make your house just feel warmer, cozier, comfier. That is the first step to making your house feel homey. And if that's all you can handle, start there. Maybe over time you'll get better at different aspects of creating a home through your decor, but just starting with the cozy, comfy kind of aspect of things will really make a difference. For example, I just got us a new duvet, and I wanted to get a couple of duvet covers. So I got a duvet cover for our original duvet that we don't really like anymore, but we didn't need to give it away. It just needed to be covered, and maybe it could sit on the end of our bed for decor reasons. It's not as useful, but it makes the bed look nice and fluffy. And I got 2 new duvet covers, one for that one and one for the one that we actually use. And I set up the bed, and Jacob came in and he said, oh my gosh, this feels like a hotel. And it was just because I tried to make our bedroom feel cozy and comfy. And that made such a big difference to both of our perceptions of our home, of our bedroom, of wanting to get in bed at night. Like, it just is a really easy way to make your house feel homey. So start with cozy, start with comfy. But that is it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love talking about homemaking, especially because it's such a journey that I'm on and I'm only getting more excited about it over time. So I'd really love to know if you have any tips. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you aren't already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. If you'd like to follow me on all social media, it's at Classically Abby, absolutely everywhere. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!